We had a cooking ordeal. Good evening. It's Monday. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. It was probably a lot more exciting than my weekend. So, give you a little tidbit on what happened, and it's with the cooking, okay, on the lasagna. A little backpedal on that. We've been cooking it pretty much weekly. And I think we had it for it's almost on record 6 weeks now. It could be longer. And it's the pepperoni meat lasagna, world's best lasagna. Okay, I'm not recalling the chef. And his last name starts with an F, I think. And it has fennel, dried fennel, oregano, basil, and all that good stuff. It's supposedly a 3-hour recipe. Well, there's no way. You're talking to someone who just is too impatient for recipes. So I cut it down to maybe, you have to cook it, like with the sauce and everything. It's a big ordeal. I drain it twice with the meat. Then I cook it, simmer it for 25 minutes or whatever with the seasonings. And then, of course, you layer it, the ricotta and all that. And I didn't really notice much of a difference, a little bit. But when you get spicy pepperoni versus regular, kind of cooks out and you don't taste it that much, or the kick into it. But what happened was, I guess it was Saturday, I cooked the lasagna for lunch. And I cooked the meat, drained it twice, 2 different times, right? Then I cooked the meat sauce. And typically I like to put marinara and then Prego. It's a happy medium for both of us. So the marinara has more garlic and everything. It's because it has that. I don't add extra garlic. I don't add the onion either, which some people could. Well, I cook everything up, and my husband is about to come home in a while, and I wanted to have it ready. Maybe at max have him wait 20 minutes for it to be ready, 30. Well, the meat is all done and everything, and I'm about to layer, the meat sauce. Well, the 2 sausages were never cooked because they were on the last shelf at the bottom, which we know you're not supposed to put meat on the bottom shelf. It's supposed to be towards the top. Sometimes when we put it on the top, it gets frozen. So I put it on the second shelf. Well, the meat was on the second or third shelf, and then the sausages were ground sausage were on the bottom, and I didn't see them together. And usually, I didn't do that, but I don't think. But usually when they're together, of course, it's easier to just see it and pull it out. So I ended up having to cook the sausages separate, drain that out. I only did it once on the drain for that. But anyway, this 3-hour lasagna, I probably cut it into maybe 2 hours, an hour and a half, because I don't do the extras that you're supposed to do, I guess, or cook it as long. And I cook it in a cast iron pot versus an oven. Okay, it's just 2 of us, and my girl dogs also get some. That's why I don't put more onion in it either, since it's toxic to dogs. So that's what happened. That was my weekend. And then cooking the lasagna, I spotted in the meat sauce a strand of my hair. Yeah. So much for bringing it to the neighbors or friend or something. It was only for us, but at least I had my glasses on and I could spot the hair. There's nothing like that in your food. One time we went out to a restaurant, and I think someone I knew, there's a restaurant, and they got some beef about it. But they had pies, but she found a cockroach in her plate. And I don't think she wanted to go back there. So, yeah. So that's my weekend cooking now. I guess that's why it's good to be organized. And again, I am not for recipes, so I don't always put my stuff out, you know, like with my meat. I'll put it out maybe 15 minutes before cooking it because it's better. It cooks faster at room temp versus like straight from the fridge. I've done that. Sometimes I'll get the ingredients out and the seasonings, but for the most part, I don't always organize everything prior to cooking, and so that was like kind of a pain. So all we did was we took that meat sauce, and then I froze some of it after it cooked because it was a lot. It was 2 layers into the cast iron pan. Sometimes I've done 3, and that pot just overflows if you don't watch, and especially if you don't take enough of the beef fat out either, because some people may only drain it once. I like to do it twice, just to make sure it's, you know, pretty thorough on getting the fat out. There you have it, just a little cooking episode.